Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the lack of content of late, but it's been bloody cold here, wet and miserable, windy, and it's been hard to get motivated. In fact, very hard to get motivated. But as you can see, I've been doing a bit of shopping and I have bitten the bullet and blown the budget and bought a brand new turbo, something that I wasn't planning on doing, but doing some research and also watching a lot of YouTube from very creditable people like Richard Holdener, who works at Westech with Steve Brulé, etc. Many of you people who follow YouTube stuff like that, Engine Masters, etc., know of Steve Brulé, and also Westech Dyno in the States, very creditable. So once again, I have been watching a lot of their stuff and bitten the bullet and bought a new turbo, and something else that I wasn't going to do because I was going to be doing something else, but I have also bought a brand new blow-off valve and wastegate, and also a blow-off valve for the project. And as you can see, I have been doing a little bit of stuff here. I have actually got the T4 plate on there. As you can see, I only had a T3 for dummy up, but as you can see, the T4 actually fits the 3-inch tube when it's been squared down absolutely perfect. So I'm pretty confident there with back pressures, etc. and so forth. As this engine, we're not going to be revving it to much more than, you know, 5,000, 5,500 at the max. I've chosen this turbo. I'll just go into it briefly. I've chosen this turbo because it will spool up quickly. Once again, I'm only going with a stocky style engine for now. It's built, but it's only got a standard rotating assembly. It'll only be really good for around about 550 horsepower before things come flying out. So later on, once we get all this going, I will start building a rotating assembly for this car. So hence the reason I have chosen this turbo, because it will spool up early, and it is also good for, as they have displayed in the States on the dyno, engine dyno, etc. They have made with this size turbo upwards of 800 horsepower. I don't plan on getting anywhere near those figures, so once again, I wanted something that's going to be spooling up around about 2,500 RPM, and I want something that's going to be working, which will work well over and above the 5,000 RPM odd rev range that I'm looking at. So hence, once again, that's the reason why I've gone with this stuff. What I'll do is I'll unbox this stuff and compare it to my other turbo that I was using for dummy up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I actually bought this turbo directly from Pulsar overseas. From my order day to delivery day was 7 days. So I'm extremely impressed with that. As a customer, tracking the whole way with DHL. Once again, extremely happy with their service, and like I said, from a special order that this one was because of the bigger exhaust housing, 7 days, and it was delivered to my door. So yeah, once again, extremely happy with that. Bit of an unbox here. So as you can see, I've got a brand new turbo in there. It does actually come with naturally a big packing foam on the top here as well. I have removed that so that I can just quickly have a look-see. So I'll get that out, and we'll do a bit of a size comparison to the once again to my old turbo that I had on my Hemi 6 that I was using for dummy up, and this exhaust housing was too big for the Hemi 6 as well. So I'll just go into that in a little bit. Okay, I'm not sure whether you can tell at all, but as you can see by size comparison in height-wise, this is another reason I went with this turbo, is because it's extremely compact. It's designed to fit in really tight engine bay spaces, etc., which is something I was struggling with this turbo because of the actual physical length of it. I wasn't able to get an air cleaner on it. With this turbo, the dummy up that I have done, it should fit an air cleaner, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail a bit later on in the video. But yeah, as you can see, for one, it is a lot more compact. I'll just compare it in size with a straight edge, etc. So please bear with me, everybody. Trying to do this by yourself, it's a bit of a struggle sometimes, especially when you've got magnets and stuff hanging to your straight edge. But as you can see, in comparison, there's you know, it's amazing how it's like they've got this turbo and literally put it in a press and just squeezed it together to make it so compact. It's incredible. I've gained almost 30 mil plus at the front of the turbo, which when you're talking confined spaces, etc., every little bit helps, as people know. But yeah, you can see the size difference in the actual physical size and footprint of the actual turbo. Saying that, it has got quite a large exhaust housing. This is a 106 rear housing, and a 72 in the front. Once again, with the research that I've done, etc., this will spool up really quickly, which is what we're chasing, and it won't just spool up quickly. It'll have all of it within no time at all, with the engine dyno figures that I have seen with this style of turbo. So what I'll do next is I will quickly unbox these two and have a little bit of a look-see at them, because these things have just gotten so compact these days as well. It's crazy. I'll compare them to my old Turbosmart stuff on this car too. Yeah, so like I was saying, I wasn't going to buy a new turbo, a wastegate and or blow-off valve, because now I do have a little bit of a confession to make. Some people have called me out on it, but I'm just going to let the cat out the bag. This is all coming out, and all of this is going in there. So this is all for dummy up purpose. Okay, I apologise for leading everybody on with a bit of clickbait, etc., but hey, everybody does it. So yes, this car is all for dummy up purposes, as is the block and transmission that are in here. I'm going to be using my built 904 in this, and having a converter made, etc. Now the original plan was, and I'm not going to go into too much detail as to why I'm pulling all this out, but it's always been an ambition of mine to have a force inducted V8 before I even built the E55, as some of you know, as if you watch the previous videos, etc. I've always wanted a force inducted V8. My original plan for the blue car was a 360 with a ProCharger on it, but then the engine came up and so did the car, and so forth with the silver E55. So won't go down that path. We could be here talking for ages about all that sort of stuff, but long story short, I've always wanted a boosted V8 and or turbocharged V8, as they've become quite a flavour these days. So yeah, I just thought, why not? I'm just going to do it. So hence the reason all of this is coming out, and I'm putting all of that stuff in here in the future, not too distant future. So yes, I was actually planning on using this turbo, that wastegate, and also this blow-off valve. but yeah, I'm going to be using that for another project, i.e. probably leftovers, and or I may even sell it as a complete package if somebody's interested, etc. So yeah, we'll soon time will tell. Anyways, so getting back to the blow off valve, sorry, the wastegate. Once again, these things are so compact these days. Now, once again, like I was saying, extremely compact. You know, this is a 50mm ProGate, and that's a 45mm. And as you can see, the size difference there is you know, there's no comparing it, and that is also a larger wastegate, and also with the, please excuse my shoddy camera work here, peoples. You know, this is the wastegate, and it's so light as well. It's awesome, but you know, you can see the size comparison there. It's you know, there's a lot in it. That's really big. But saying that, they're you know, they've been around for quite some time, and work absolutely killer. Yeah, once again, I'm moving away from all of that and going with the boosted V8 for now. I don't think I did even go into what size turbo this is. So the turbo that is on the on this car is a Garrett 3576R. It's a hybrid, was built for this engine, but yeah, once again, that's a genuine Garrett. Cost me a small fortune, but extremely good turbo, saying that too. This is a 3584, once again with the bigger exhaust housing to accommodate back pressure and exhaust gases, etc., with the size of the 3-inch exhaust and so forth. Yeah, once again, very happy with that. So that's, yeah, like I was saying, that's a 3584, which will work really well with the, and it's, oh sorry, it's a Gen 3 as well. So it has, once again, got the accessibility for the bigger exhaust housing, which is the 106 exhaust housing. Yeah, so I know I'm blabbing on a bit here, but yeah, so that's all coming out of here. I honestly question my sanity and etc. sometimes when I think of this stuff, to be pulling a perfectly good running engine out of here, but you know, I just want a different direction, and yeah, this is the direction that I'm sort of headed in. So I have actually been mucking around with also here some of the cooling pipes as well. I'll just run through quickly what I've done here. Really, I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with how easy this was to sort of configure together. Basically speaking, I've just got a V8 radiator hose top, for a Valiant, a Centura hose here for a Centura, Centura hose here at the bottom of the radiator, and then a V8 one down there at the block. Like I was saying, I've basically just cut some of these to length and shortened them and massaged them a little bit, and I've literally put in down there a I'm not sure how well this camera's going to pick it up, but literally put in down here an elbow, a 90, and a piece of straight in there, and literally just an elbow here. I'm probably going to tidy this up and redo it, because I've worked out that I could do this a little bit different using the same V8 pipe, just cutting it in a different spot and making this neck a lot longer, the actual rubber neck here a lot longer. So yeah, once again, I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. Down here where this rubber hose is, that's just a coupling for a moment just to hold these together. I will have that welded, but I'm going to weld also a little tab on here I'm hoping the camera's picking that up. Welding a small tab on here with a P-clamp to hold that in place when I fit it all to this car. Yeah, so I think that's enough babbling on with what I've sort of been doing, etc. And I think what I'll do now is get to what's been done and what I am doing, and fit the turbo. Once again, sorry if I'm babbling on. All right, let's get this turbo on here. So I've decided to mount the wastegate first, because as you can see, it's getting a little bit squishy in here. It's starting to lose space very quickly around here for placing things. So I've decided to put the wastegate in there first. I've just tacked that into position. I can, however, clock that to wherever I like on that pipe. Once again, I've only just tacked it in place, and I've also tacked the screamer pipe in position as well. Now, ideally, I would like to clock this back and run the screamer pipe through here underneath the exhaust or down here. I'll just have to wait and see, because down there at the back where the starter motor goes is only enough to run the 3-inch pipe for now. But saying that, on this car where the dump pipe goes, I've also got my screamer pipe running down there as well. So I may have room in this car because of the gear reduction starter motor, which is a lot smaller than what the standard starter motor is. I've put the standard starter motor in there for a worst case scenario, basically speaking, for size, so that I've got something in that space to fill the void as a worst case scenario, because I know what I'm going to be putting in there is smaller. So yeah, once again, I've just ran the screamer pipe out and down the bottom there, and just sneakily just there. But once again, that's not optimal, and it's probably not where I'm going to keep it. But once again, it's a worst case scenario, just so that I know that if I have to, I can have something that will fit there. And I mean, most race cars, etc., just have them just dumping straight out the front there anyways. So yeah, we'll just wait and see once I get it all going and running, etc., as to where's some final, or once I get it into the red car, as to where's some final placement and so forth needs to be done. And I know that when I do put it in that car, that I am going to have some finishing off little bits and pieces to do, but hopefully the bulk of it will be done in this car here. All right, so I think what I might do is go ahead and get the turbo on there and show you sort of what sort of room that I've achieved as well in the engine bay there, and or in the front of the turbo. Alrighty, let's get that turbo in there. Okay, got the turbo back in location, or in its location. As you can see there, I've got a load more room in front here of the radiator compared to what I had with the other dummy up turbo, etc. So yeah, once again, really happy with that turbo. As you can see, it's just so compact. It's like they've just squeezed it together, and yeah, it's really good. So all of this here, nothing's changed. So if you were to put this into just like if you had a like the 3576 in the other car, and then put this one into location, none of this changes here, so that it'll actually just bolt straight up. Here's not really much of a problem, because normally you'd run a flex joint off of here unless you've got a V-band coupling or whatever. But all of this for me has worked out extremely well. So yeah, really happy with this turbo. And once again, this has got compared to the Gen 2, etc., this being this being a Gen 5 turbo, it does actually have the capacity to run this bigger exhaust housing, etc. So yeah, once again, very, very, very happy with all of that. Yeah, so what next? Oh, and what else I've done is like I was saying, I've got the, I don't know how well that I picked that up, but the oil drain back in there as well for the turbo and so forth. So we'll be running here, we'll be running a V-band back and then dumping out where we had the other pipe. I have actually sat this up here with the other V-band on here, and it fits quite well. Actually fits better than with the other turbo. Once again, this is all just tacked in place for now. I have to final weld it all off, but once I get it in the other car and just final fitment, etc., then yeah, I'll final weld it all off, etc. So I'll show you what I've got planned for the blow-off valve and the pipe here as well. Look out, they're coming to get me. No, just kidding, an ambulance more than likely. So this is the air filter that I'm looking at running as well. That's a K&N style, very similar to this one, but it's also got the filament in the front of the turbo as well, which will benefit flow and so forth. And I'm hoping that it will fit in this confined area. The measuring that I've done, it looks like it will go pretty close. So I'll just go ahead and show you what I've got planned for the cold side, and with the wastegate. Sorry, the wastegate. I keep calling the blow-off valve a wastegate. Please excuse me for that, but it's not. It's a blow-off valve, as we all know. So yeah, I'll just show you what I'm about to do with that. And yes, so with the intake, what I've got in mind, I've got some 3-inch stainless here that I've bought. This is just aluminium. Once again, this is all just for dummy up purposes and for fitment to make sure it's going to work. So I will be changing this section here to one piece all the way to here, and then just the one flex join. This couplers here is just for dummy up purposes, of course. So that'll sort of go on there like that, and almost make it to where I need it to go here. So I'll probably end up having to put a join in the tube, etc. So, but yeah, never mind. That's what happens. And so the blow-off valve, got it right. The blow-off valve will sort of go somewhere here like that. Yeah, or it may go, just depending on how we go for fitment, it may even go down here on it there as well, which wouldn't be a bad thing with flow, etc. Sorry, I'm just doing this with one hand. So yeah, with flow, etc., that might be an optimal spot for it as well. But for now, I've sort of got it planned to go somewhere like that. But once again, I can't tack the stainless to the aluminium, so I'm not going to worry about it. But you know, I can see just by looking at it from there that it's placement wise, it's going to work out in either spot for dummy up and so forth. So that's sort of what I've got planned for that there. So one of the last pieces of the puzzle, fitted the cold side pipe. As you can see, I've got a lot more clearance there with everything. So yeah, pretty happy with all that as an end result. Like I was saying, I'll get that 3-inch tube, have it welded here so that it's eliminates this coupling, and there's only got the coupling here and the coupling here into the intercooler. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with this here, but you know, like I'm saying, I know that's going to work, so I'm not too fussed about it at all. But yeah, as you can see, all the empty spaces are now filling quite quickly. My only disadvantage that I've had is that I've had to move the radiator back to fit the intercooler, but with what I'm doing, etc., intercooler is pretty much essential. So I'm only too happy to be putting the intercooler in like I've got here. So you know, once again, if I wanted to later in the piece, I can. I've got pieces to go in here, filler panels, etc., for all that sort of stuff, and that is all cut and welded, etc. So it's all done properly. So yeah, I'm once again I'm happy I'm going with the intercooler. So next, basically, what I've got to do is paint some panels, get the painting on, my Picasso on. paint some panels here, ready for the other side, because I've never been really happy with this. I mean, I painted this car myself, so it's only my own fault. No contour line in that front guard. The cockatoo's cage fell on it one windy night up at mum and dad's just after it got painted, or just after I painted it, and then down there was the bit of a debacle one afternoon when it was getting loaded on the trailer out at the drags one really hot day, and it slid off the ramps, but I won't go on that too much. So yeah, and then all this will be coming out. Yes, I do question my sanity, but that's what I want to do, and so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So yeah, all of this will be coming out, and I'll paint it all up. It could do with a good freshen up, a good tissy up, and then all of this will be going in there, and yeah, hopefully get it all fired up. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm pretty happy with this this Pulsar Turbo 3584 with a bigger exhaust housing. It's the Gen 3 Turbo, which it does accommodate for the bigger or the larger rear housing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that that's available, because yeah, I was a little bit concerned there, to be honest, as to what was going to fit and what was going to work. And they have, like I was saying, the tests that they've done, Richard Hollander and Steve Brulé, etc., used a similar size housing. I think it was a 1.1 housing, where this is a 106, so literally the same size almost. And they tested these turbos on 6-litre LSs. Now I know the LSs are a lot more efficient compared to an old LA MOPAR, but once again they tested these turbos on 6-litre LSs, which is similar sort of cubic inch to what this engine is, and they made north of 800 horsepower with these turbos. So, well, not with these turbos, but with a very similar 3584 that Richard Hollander has made for his website and what he sells. So very, very similar in design and size, etc. So once again, I'm pretty confident that that's going to work. So yeah, very happy with all of that. So that'll pretty much do me for now. Update on all of this. Once again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have an update coming for you in the not too distant future, I hope. So until then, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.